So, Mr. Fair, we gotta talk about the Electoral College today, so we should probably put something together, huh?
Yeah, you're right. I almost forgot about that. Let's get to work. What do you say?
Well, I guess I don't see what the big deal is. I mean, you go into the polls, you vote, and then whoever has the most votes is the winner, right?
You'd think so, but actually the person with the most electoral votes is the one who wins the election.
Wait a minute. Electoral votes? I mean, what's the difference between my vote and an electoral vote?
That is a good question. Let's take a look. You know, we're probably going to have to look at Article 2 of the Constitution eventually to really understand this. So what happens is people go to their polling place in their state, and they're one of a million people who vote in their state. But their vote is called the popular vote, and that's actually not how we decide who wins the election.
Oh, so you're saying there's actually two kinds of votes. There's an electoral vote, and then there's a popular vote.
Yeah, that's right. We add up all the popular votes, and then whoever gets the most popular votes in a state wins that state's electoral votes.
Oh, okay, so I get it. So every state has the same number of electoral votes, right?
Wouldn't that be easy? But no, every state has a different number of electoral votes.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and to understand this, to figure out how many electoral votes there are, you have to know how Congress is set up.
Okay, so how is that determined?
The number of electoral votes is based on how many representatives each state has plus its 2 senators.
Well, okay, so how is that determined?
Well, first of all, every state has 2 senators. Every single state gets 2 senators.
Okay, that's easy.
And the number of representatives that each state has is based on the population of that state. We call that the apportionment process.
A portion of what?
No, apportionment. Did I lose you? Don't worry, the math is hard, I understand. We'll come back to that actually when we get to Article 1 of the Constitution later on. So anyway, if you take the number of representatives based on the population a state gets, and then you add the 2 senators, you arrive at the number of electoral votes for each state.
Oh, I get it. So because Iowa has a bigger population, they're going to have more electoral votes than, say, Delaware. And then Wisconsin's going to have more electoral votes than Iowa. And Florida's going to have more electoral votes than Wisconsin. And Texas is going to have more electoral votes than Florida.
Yeah, I think you got it.
Well, okay then. So how many electoral votes are there altogether?
Well, actually, here the math is really pretty simple.
I like simple.
Yeah, I think it's maybe dumbed down just for you. So there's 435 representatives in the House and 2 senators for every state. So 2 times 50, because we have 50 states, that's 100.
Okay, so we have 435 plus 100. Well, okay, so that means we have 535 electoral votes altogether. I got it.
Well, that would make sense, but you can't forget about Washington, D.C. They get 3 electoral votes, so it's actually 538 electoral votes.
Okay, so let's see. We have 435 members to the House. We have 100 senators, and then plus 3 for D.C. That's 538 total electoral votes, okay? And a person would need half of that to win. Let's see, that would be, hang on, wait. Okay, so a person would need 269 electoral votes to win, right?
You are really close, but if each person had 269, that actually would be a tie. Okay? So we don't want, now I could explain what happens if there's a tie. You want to hear about that? I'll take that as a no. We'll talk about that maybe some other time. So actually a person needs 270 electoral votes, just over half, to become the President of the United States. Any other questions?
Just one. Why on earth do they have to make electing a president so confusing?
Well, that is probably the best question there is, and there is a lot to that, and we're going to learn about that as we study the Constitution, especially Article 2. But for right now, we are going to look at the 2020 election and see who has what path to victory, and that's going to happen in just a minute, so stay tuned.